What up, Zen Dude Nation fam? Today we're going to talk about how to get a body like Russell Westbrook. Alright guys, first and foremost, thank you for your patience because a lot of you have been requesting that we do a body breakdown of Russell Westbrook for a very long time. I mentioned in a lot of our videos the ideal Zen Dude physique being a sprinter or a soccer player or an NBA shooting guard. Now, Russell Westbrook is an NBA point guard, but he is exactly the type of person that I'm talking about when I say the ideal Zen Dude physique. So first guys, why does Russell Westbrook have a desirable body in the first place? Well, pretty basic. First of all, he has a good amount of muscle mass, so he looks very shredded, but he's not too bulky. So this creates a very aesthetic looking physique where he has, like I said, a good amount of muscle mass, making him look very masculine, but also a very low body fat percentage. I know a lot of dudes out there really like this physique because Russell Westbrook is exactly what we preach here at Zen Dude Fitness. He's the combination of someone who looks pretty ripped, you know, they got a good amount of mass, but at the same time, they're also very fast and athletic. And in our opinion, there's no better physique or athletic exercise goal, whatever you want to call it, that you should be striving for than to be big, ripped, and still able to dunk a basketball and run super fast. Next, let's talk about Russell Westbrook's workouts. So as many of you know, if you search Russell Westbrook workout online, you're gonna figure out pretty fast that most athletes don't just put all their workouts out there, or better yet, their trainers don't just release information about how they're working out. So the information that I'm gonna give you guys is all the videos that I could find of Russell Westbrook moving his body. So for Russell's workouts, the majority of information that I could find online was a lot of speed and resistance training. So what I mean by that is, you know those big wind resistors that they put on the backs of cars for drag races? Well, he uses those in most of the videos that I saw online. So that is a lot of speed training, and he's focused on doing a lot of basketball types of workouts and then sprint workouts with pieces of equipment like that. Now, I understand not all of you are gonna go out and buy a huge parachute to use during your workout. So at the end of this video, there is some tips I can give you on how to emulate some of the workouts that Russell might be doing himself. Russell also does a lot of sprints, a lot of body weight exercises. There's even a video on HBO Sports that shows him creating a workout where the Oklahoma City Thunder are running up dunes of sand. So put it basically, Russell moves his body a lot. The thing that you guys all want to know is, does Russell Westbrook lift weights? I'm gonna be totally honest with you. I scoured the internet looking for a weightlifting workout that he completed. I have not found one. The only information that I found on this topic was a BleacherReport.com article talking about how some of his teammates know that he goes into the weight room and does something, but they don't always see him and they never see his workouts. Having said that, I'm sure because of his frame that Russell is doing some weightlifting workouts, probably mostly in the off season when he's not playing basketball, and also a lot of bodyweight exercises such as pull-ups or push-ups. Also, his workout, let's not forget here, he's a pro basketball player. So this dude plays a lot of basketball, meaning he burns a ton of calories and he's able to be so lean simply because the sport he plays is a sport that you burn a ton of calories. So if someone were to ask me, how do I get a body like Russell Westbrook? One of the first things I would say to them is go play tons and tons of basketball or move your body so that you're burning a lot of calories and can lose body fat. And the final thing I want to say on Russell Westbrook's workouts are that you have to understand, guys, that people at this level pay millions and millions of dollars to have the best trainers in the entire world. And it's not like you just can search online and say, oh yeah, this is Russell Westbrook's workout. It's the only workout that he does. He completes it 3 times a week and that's it. The trainers that these guys work with have them doing tons and tons of different exercises depending on if it's the off season, is it the middle of the season, is it the playoffs, do they have any injuries, are they traveling? So a lot of these factors come into play when you're thinking of a pro athlete's workout regimen. So just understand it's going to be very diverse. And to be totally honest, you're probably not going to have the resources that a lot of these pro athletes have. So like I said, I'll give you some tips for how you can emulate that at the end of this video. but please just know that up front. Now, as some of you who know and love Russell Westbrook, you know how explosive of a player he is. And while that's great and sells a lot of tickets, Russell is a guy, as he's seen in his own career, who is highly susceptible to injury because of the way he plays. So Dwight Daub, the athletic performance director over at the Oklahoma City Thunder, the team that Russell plays for, since Russell is so highly susceptible to injury, Dwight put together a workout for Russell that focuses on instability so that he can maximize his balance and control of his body when performing at a high level. So without having a list of equipment, of specific equipment that Russell Westbrook uses, just judging by from what we found online, I can guarantee you that a lot of what he does involves stability balls, parachutes, speed training equipment, sprinting, bodyweight exercises, and a whole lot of running up and down the basketball court. I did see him also using TRX, so I know he's used TRX at some point as well. Jump rope? I don't know. Haven't seen him use a jump rope, but I bet you if he's not right now, he will probably in the future, because jump rope's going to become a huge sport, and then all the NBA players are going to be using it, so that's cool. All right, guys, so I looked up some information around Russell Westbrook's diet, and guess what? There is no specific diet plan. The only bit of information I found around what he exactly eats is that he said on Jimmy Kimmel Live that he eats a peanut butter and jelly sandwich before every game. I myself love peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. They're a great source of carbohydrates and fat. They taste delicious. So if I was an NBA player, I might consider a PB&J for game time. Gummy worms, Snickers. So, as I know some of you right now are currently disliking this video because I didn't give you the exact meal that Russell Westbrook eats every single day. Look, guys, I'm just gonna shoot you straight. Russell Westbrook is a person who moves his body in many, many different ways, doing resistance training, running, cardio, lifting weights, doing bodyweight exercises. So it's illogical for me to sit here and say this is exactly how Russell Westbrook works out. A majority of the way that he burns his calories is from just being on the court and moving his body, and then doing a lot of the other exercises that I talked about earlier in this video. In terms of his diet, I can guarantee you that a player at that level applies the same principles to their diet that we do here at Zendude Fitness. I guarantee you that you're not gonna find Russell Westbrook eating a ton of McDonald's and pizza and ice cream and all that kind of good stuff. You can probably bet that Russell Westbrook is eating a lot of lean meats, vegetables, fish, whole foods. Just think of it this way. Russell Westbrook's diet is probably a lot of real food. It's probably very little processed food. I did find out that he works for 6-Star Nutrition, or he at least represents some of their products. So he might use some of their proteins or branched chain amino acids. But in terms of Russell's diet, he's eating like most other NBA players do, or most high-performing athletes do. They eat real food with a good breakdown of protein, carbohydrates, and healthy fats. Now, at Zendude Fitness, we also talk a lot about counting calories to get the desired physique result. I'm pretty sure that Russell Westbrook doesn't count his calories, and I'm also positive that Russell Westbrook does not need to count his calories because of the amount that he is moving. If you're a dude, let's say you're like 25 and you're working in an office, you're like, Dan, I can't move my body that much, then yes, you probably should count your calories. That's the easiest and most efficient way to make sure that you're losing the proper amount of body fat to reveal that lean and ripped Zendude physique. So the first step is to check out our calculator, our calorie and macronutrient calculator that's linked up below. You plug in your information, it's gonna tell you exactly how many calories to eat and how many grams of proteins, carbs, and fats you need to eat as well. If you guys want a specific diet, we've already laid that out. Check out our Getting Lean course that's also linked up below. We give you 30 recipes that taste awesome. They're super easy to make. So check that out if you need some more help with diet. But as an overall strategy, just eat real food and don't overeat. So don't stuff your face until you're super full and then say, well, I jumped rope today, why am I not losing any body fat? Plug your numbers into an app like MyFitnessPal after you've figured out your calories and macronutrients using our calculator, and then try and eat to those numbers. For the best strategies for working out to get a body like Russell Westbrook, a lot of what Russell does is a lot of high intensity calorie burning workouts. So the best thing for that, as you know, is jump rope. So what we've done is linked up a playlist with a bunch of different jump rope workouts. What I'd recommend is if you're a beginner, starting to do these workouts 2 to 3 times a week, complete them to the best of your ability. Don't worry if you can't complete the whole thing at first, that is totally fine. Once you've done 2 to 3 workouts a week for about 4 to 5 weeks, let's say, then you can go ahead and move up to doing these workouts 4 to 5 times per week. But again, the focus is going as intense as you possibly can to achieve the highest calorie burn. Now, if you're a thinner guy and you need to build a lot of mass, that's when I want to say, go ahead and do a lot of body weight exercises. Push-ups and pull-ups are going to be very important. And if you need to build a significant amount of mass, I would recommend lifting weights. So even if Brandon and I don't lift weights to maintain our physiques, we understand how important it is for growing muscle mass. And like I said, guys, the workouts that you can follow along with are included in our Getting Lean course that has, again, diet and a 12-week workout program that's gonna give you that physique that's going to emulate Russell Westbrook, even though you don't have all the equipment and resources that Russell has. And guys, I saved this part for the very, very end because I want to talk about the biggest reason why Russell Westbrook was the MVP this year and why he looks the way he does. Because he's tenacious. Russell Westbrook, the dude is like, do you ever see him dunk a basketball? He screams like a maniac. Like, I actually think he's crazy. That's how much this guy cares. I looked up some information on BleacherReport.com. There was an article that was done about him, and all of his teammates talk about how Russell is consistently in the gym well before everyone else even gets there. And they've even had people try to beat him into the gym, and they can't do it. Russell Westbrook is a workaholic when it comes to his mind, his body, and the basketball court. So if you want to achieve any physique result, you need to be tenacious. You need to be intense. You need to know what you want. You need to know what kind of physique you want, and you need to do the things that I outlined in this video tenaciously until you have achieved that result. The reason Russell Westbrook looks the way he does and performs the way he does is because the guy is just an intense person. He has a goal in mind and he goes after it relentlessly. That's the same way I want you guys to attack your physique goals. If you like this video, please go ahead and check out other body breakdowns that we have listed. I listed one here for you, and then we have a playlist with a bunch of them. Also, subscribe to the channel if you want to learn how to jump rope, get lean, and have fun.